Hi, I am Reverend MeeLing, Reverend Susan MeeLing, Lady MeeLing, Lady Dori Belle. I've been known by a few different names depending on what community, group, location, etc. that you knew me at. I'm going to discuss a particular air show that I had taken my son and my biological father to. Um, this was not the air show in San Antonio that was a couple years prior to this particular event, which I'm going to discuss before showing certain pictures in reference to. So I had gone with my son, my daughter, my biological mother, my biological father, and my now dead ex-husband to a particular air show event. I think it was for the 4th of July at Lackland Air Force Base. And they had the different things that children could do as far as like the carnival rides and the spinning teacups and several other things that children could do, and with their parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, legal guardians, whoever it was, in regards to who was able to take them on post. And so for that particular event, me being the sponsor, I had been walking around with my children and my biological parents and my now dead ex-husband. Can't remember what year it was. I'm sure there are individuals who would know what year it was. I cannot remember whether or not I had my hair cut and hair color at the time, or if it was the dark brown hair and I had it pulled up in a ponytail. One of those. I can't remember what year it's specific. So my daughter ran over to one area and then runs over to me and she goes, "Mom." I go, "Yes, Lydia." She goes, "I want to go in that bounce house." And I looked over and I thought, you know what? Let's do this instead. And she goes, "What?" I said, I need you to go into the teacup ride with your brother real quick. And she looked up at me and she goes, "But Mom," like children do, "Mom, I wanna." Well, that you need to go into the teacup ride. Not because I don't want you to go into the bounce house at all. It's that I need you to do that. I have a feeling. My daughter looked at me and she goes, "Well, Mom, if you have a feeling, okay. Thank you. James, why don't you go with your sister in the teacup ride?" My son, "Oh, it's going to be a fast ride that spins around a whole bunch?" Okay. Fantastic. Yeah, go ahead. And my biological mother said, "Oh, well, I'll go in the teacup ride with them." And I look at her, I'm like, fantastic. That is an added bonus point. Look down at my son and my daughter, I go, "Do you want those teacups to go extra fast?" And my son and my daughter look up at me, they're like, "Yes, Mom." And I was like, "Would you like the ride to be just a little bit longer than usual?" And both of them go, "Is that possible, Mom?" And I was like, "How about this? If you go on the teacup ride, and let's say, hypothetically, you cannot go in the bounce house, I will get you ice cream. Is that okay?" And my son and my daughter go, yes, of course, yes. And I look at them and I'm like, okay, here's your tickets. Go on the ride. Gave Anna some tickets. She's like, yay. I'm like, yeah. I know how you are. So have fun. Those who know my biological mother, you know she cannot handle certain things at all. And so, have fun. So my children and my biological mother get into the teacup, and the wind is kicking up at this point, and I'm just, okay, start the ride. Start the ride. Come on. And Mike, my biological father, he looks at me and goes, what is wrong with you? And I look at him, I'm like, you just make sure you stay like here and make sure that James and Lidia are okay. He goes, don't you care about your mom? And I'm like, so just make sure that my children are okay. Okay. And he goes, okay, why? I said, I have a feeling. I'm looking around and stuff like that. He goes, where are you going to go? Now, by the way, as I'm speaking with my biological father, my now dead ex-husband, then he was doing whatever he was doing. It's like, just make sure. And he goes, okay, what is wrong with you? So I have a feeling. What is this with you and your feelings? It is not the typical aspect of girly feelings, okay? Like, I'm just saying, I'm not going to start like wah feelings. I'm talking about like, I just got a feeling. He's, whatever, oh my God. Yeah, well, whatever. And he looks at me and he's just, something's not right with you. And I said, everything is perfectly right with me as far as I can be at this point in time. However, I have a feeling in a different way. He looks at me and goes, when you have feelings, is it in that weird, like, as you call it, your little fairy dar or whatever? I'm like, yeah, my fairy radar, yeah. Just, I got some feelings that I got some stuff I gotta take care of. So, just don't mind me. And he, well, whatever. And at that moment, I hear a snap. And I look over to where the bounce house was. And the, whatever it was as far as the hose attachment to keep the bounce house inflated had disconnected. And the sandbags that were holding down the tarp for the base and all that just kicked up. And I was gotta go. And so I run. And I yell out and I'm like, yo! And a bunch of soldiers turn around like, over here. And they're like, all right, catch that rope. Okay, they grab the rope. You, over here. Group of them come over. You grab that rope. Okay. I go, parents. And then moms and dads are like, what? And I'm like, kids. And they're like, okay. And we all work together to get all of the kids out of the bounce house. And so the different soldiers, they're doing their thing, pulling the rope that had come on whatever on both sides. And, hey, while, we're getting children out of here, you guys over here. Oh, okay, yes, let's go. And so we're doing all this stuff, getting this squared away. And the teacup ride that my biological mother and my two children are on, along with other children, wee, wee. Good. keep going a little longer. And it's just doing this whole thing. It's like, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's get the children out, let's go. And one, okay, how many were in this ride, sir? And the guy goes, oh, I can't remember. And I'm like, all right, well, parents, do you have your child? He's like, here's another one. Let's pass it down. Let's go. And soldiers that are in uniform, and then veterans and their spouses, they're all doing what's possible. And so we're getting all the kids out. And one mom is like, my toddler hasn't come out. What do you mean your toddler hasn't come out? And I go, oh, excuse me. And because it was a 2-story bounce house. So it was one of those ones where it has the first floor sort of bounce house with like all the ball pit and stuff like that. And then you have the stairs that you could climb up. And then there's like a miniature blow up balcony where children are able to run around, and then the slide to go down into the ball pit and stuff. And I was like, okay, so dive in, and I'm listening to where I can find him. Like, all right, here we go. Anybody else need their child? And everybody had gotten their children. And I'm like, all right, well, you guy in charge of that, you do what you gotta do to fix that. So I walk over back to where my biological father is standing. And he looks at me and he goes, what did you just do? It's just, oh, look, the kids are going to get off the ride right now. Fantastic. James and Lidia, come here. Tell me how it went. They're running around. And of course, those who have ever been on the Teacup spinning rides, they're like, oh, I can't, which way? Come here. Did you have fun? Anna, my biological mother, is just, I think I'm going to be sick. Oh. James and Lidia, did you have fun? Yes, Mom had so much fun. That's great. Anna's like, I think I'm going to, James and Lidia did. Just, Mike looks at me, and, I'm taking care of my son and my daughter, and he says, Susan, oh my God, what? And he goes, aren't you going to check on your mom the way you checked on the soldiers' kids? Oh, she's your wife, not mine. And so I got my children to take care of. So, you can go deal with that. And he looks at me and goes, but she looks sick. Well, that's, you married her. Have fun with that. And so I got to take care of my children. See, my son and my daughter. And so that's bullshit. That's not, I didn't force you to marry her. I'm just saying. So you can go deal with her, and she's getting ready to throw up. I'm like, you have fun with that. James and Lidia, did you have fun? Yeah, awesome. My now dead ex-husband walks up, he goes, what's going on? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, James and Lidia, they just, went and, played on the teacup thingamabob, and, Anna doesn't feel so good, so that's, whatever. Probably we should go. We should probably go. And he looks at me and goes, what? And starts complaining. I'm like, yeah, fantastic. Why don't you go help Anna? Whatever. And he hurried over to Anna. I'm like, yeah. And so start walking off and getting closer to get to the parking lot from the location. And, it's one of those, we want to see the fireworks. Well, you know what? This is the city of San Antonio. So I am sure that at some point in time during the 4th of July, you are going to see fireworks. Doesn't really matter where we are, you're going to see some fireworks somewhere. Just saying, hypothetically speaking, there's going to be fireworks during the 4th of July in the city of San Antonio, Texas. My son and my daughter, they, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, let's go with the car. My headaches are starting to get really bad, so, you know, let's do that. You guys had fun? Yeah, okay, let's get ice cream on the way out. Fantastic, yay, ice cream. Anna's in the back of the car. Susan, do you have to drive that fast? Just to let you know, we're on a military installation. I'm going like 25 miles an hour. I'm going within the speed limit. I think that it's okay. You're going too fast. As we pass by the graduation airfield with all the airplanes there, and it's like, 20 to 25 miles an hour. Airplane jets. Comparatively, no. Comparatively, number one, I'm going the speed limit, and number two, just looking at the speedometer, like, I mean, compared to how fast those guys can fly, you know, I'm just, you know, whatever. So, later, I think it was 2010, I go with my son, my biological father, and biological mother to the air show. That one was at Randolph Air Force Base. And so I caught a few pictures, and I took these by myself and, you know, from the ground. So this is Mike, my biological father. I obviously look nothing like him. However, so from the ground, I got that picture. And then I'm by myself. And so, you know, I was on the ground, you know, I mean, you know, it is what it is in certain references. And so then I got that picture all by myself from the ground. And so, you know, I was standing on the ground, you know, I mean, it would be known if I had not been on the ground, obviously. And so, here's another picture that I got all by myself. I was on the ground. I was not, you know, doing anything that I wasn't supposed to be doing. I got I got some good pictures. I did that all by myself. And so, you know, and so I got this picture of the guys taking off and stuff like that. And, you know, this tacky stuff. And so, yeah, I mean, I got a few pictures. So, let's see. Here's another set of good ones. I mean, I got quite a few. Good ones. So even though it's fairly far away, you know, I got that. And so, you know, I mean, I just, you know, was doing my thing. I got that picture, you know, I did that. And so, you know, I was just like, oh, you know, that's pretty cool. You know, and I got that picture. And so, you know, I had, you know, I had done what I had done. And so, you know, I got some other pictures as far as like that's concerned. And if you go to my Facebook profile, ironically, L.D.Belle with an E at the end at Facebook. You can see the pictures that I took. Because, you know, I mean, I do. I enjoy taking pictures and, you know, you know, I mean, I thought it was cool, you know, so, you know, there's my son with two pilots of the Air Force, and he was having a field day, you know, running around despite what was going on. I was doing everything I could to make sure that, you know, he was having a good time. I think it was 2010 or 2011. I had my hair color and my haircut at that time. So on a, you know, military installation outside, I would guesstimate maybe one of those two guys, even from the air, will be able to, you know, at least see that. So I got a few pictures, you know, got that up close. I did that, yes. And that is not zoomed, by the way. That is not a zoom in. That is just the camera that I was using. So yeah, I did that. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. So I even got, you know, barrel roll, including the cloud smoke. Funny in regards to that teacup ride. And that. And so here's a side, hold on. Okay, there it is. So there you go on that particular picture I took. And so, you know, I mean, wanted to make sure that I had taken some, so there's my son doing his, you know, hey, mom. Little handsome man with his little tanker shirt. And so, yeah, you know, yeah, I'm a proud mom. I don't deny that. And so I even got, I got some of the stuff there. Again, not zoomed in. Just, what was it? I was using a Rebel XL camera. And so, you know, just doing that, that's all. Which, so there's my son, you know, being latched into for the climbing aspect, for the rock climbing thing, which is kind of ironic because that guy that's standing behind with his back there kind of looks like my now ex-boyfriend, Jesse Leroy Hoover Jr., which is kind of odd in that sort of way, even the pair of shoes. And so, you know, just ironies. So, you know, pull that up real quick, that regard. And so, and then there's Anna walking past, biological mother. And so, I'm doing a thing, getting ready. And so, yeah. Another one. So my son is ready to go. I was like, give me your okay to go up. And he's like, I'm ready. Ready to go up. And I was like, awesome, fantastic. And so, as my son climbing up to the top, he got to that bell. Very, very proud of my little handsome man. And so, yeah, I had taken, so I'm going to go through a quick little scroll through, I guess. So, you know, here's my son. And then that's my biological, wait, nope, yeah, that's my son. And then there's my biological father. irony, how many people have said he and I have a potty mouth. And then there's the and then that location where, at Old Tennant Presbyterian Church that I go, visit behind Old Tennant Presbyterian Church's building, the outhouse. And so, yeah, there's my biological father. And that would be who actually, and then there's the airplanes that I took pictures. That would actually be who, if for all the people that were like, why do you have such a potty mouth? Well, if you actually knew, like, I have the cleanest mouth ever in comparison to the way I grew up. So yeah, you can go to my Facebook profile and, see the different pictures and stuff like that. And it must I am a proud mom. I don't deny that. And so, I took those pictures all by myself, and they are not zoomed in. I think it was I can't remember which camera lens I used. But yeah. And then it was funny because there was a point when, in reference to the airplanes flying and stuff like that, there was a canopy section. And, I had walked by it. It was near, I think, the Geico booth. And I finished showing you the pictures. And so it was I think it was by the Geico booth. And whatchamacallit, I was just taking pictures, as you see. There were actually more pictures that I took, but I had issues uploading things. That's nothing new as far as issues with technology. Nonetheless, so, I took some pictures. And Mike goes up to this female who was at the entrance area. And I run over to Mike and I'm like, that's where the generals go. Like, that's like the specialty guys. I haven't finished basic training. Like, I'm just me. And so he looks at me and goes, yeah, but like, you want to take good pictures. I'm like, I got the lens. Like, it's no big deal. Like, that is not a problem. I can do that. And so he walks up to the female, and I'm looking at him like, don't. Turn my back for a second to go take care of my son, and Mike is talking with the female. And, he basically told her, well, she's taking pictures. And, the female looked over at me, and she was like, yeah, okay, come on. And I'm like, really? Yeah. I was like, oh. Okay. All right. Get over into the little corner section and stuff like that where the metal fencing was. I'm just and doing the pictures and stuff like that, and click, 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 click. And, nobody said anything. And Mike was standing back, and I'm looking at him like, are you sure? I don't know. Like, this is like, like, I don't know how many stars are over there, but I know there's at least like a handful, pun intended, because they were literally in that section, like in the, and so it's like, yeah, well, I'm just gonna take some. And so, yeah, but I was on the ground when I took those pictures. I guesstimate that's known at this point. However, so yeah, my son had fun. My biological father had a good time being able to see a bunch of stuff. And I got some pretty cool pictures. So, there you go. And so, yeah, I look forward to when, air show stuff and all that. So, I just, I wonder if you can rent cameras nowadays. I don't know, maybe. I could probably buy one, I guess. I don't really, I mean, I have one, just doesn't have the zoom I would want. I mean, I am particular when it comes to taking pictures. I'm kind of really extremely peculiar in that regard. So, yeah. So you guys have a good one. Like, share, and subscribe to my official YouTube channel, Reverend MeeLing. Go to my website, www.susanmeeling.com. And you guys have a good one.